What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadskin and I am back again here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video we're going to be doing yet another playthrough of the brand new Chaos Difficulty Coliseum, being Paulie. Now, the thing about Paulie is he is not actually limited to the Chaos Difficulty. You can actually go ahead and play against him and actually drop him from the lower stages of the other Coliseums. However, in this video we're just going to be going through the hardest difficulty, being the Chaos Difficulty version of Paulie. Now, before we actually get into this, guys, I do want to state this because it seems to be a lot of confusion lately in my videos. This is a playthrough video. This is not a guide video. There are definite teams that can be used to replace some of the units that I do use, but I'm just showing you guys the teams that I use in order to actually beat this Coliseum. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight into the video. So round 1 of this Coliseum is against Rob Lucci. Now, Rob Lucci can be quite annoying. He does have a lot of HP with 4.6 million, and his preemptive attack will go ahead and randomly swap your orbs around, and he'll go ahead and chain a random unit that isn't your captain for 5 turns. So I highly recommend to actually have at least level 2 anti-bind, because every 2 turns after that, he will go ahead and chain a random unit other than your captain for 2 turns. So definitely having level 2 anti-bind helps a lot. But the whole theory of this team is we're going to cut his health by half. If you get him below 30% HP, he will go ahead and deal 100,000 damage to you. So definitely take care about that. So don't get him under 30%. But after all your units are unchained, then you can go ahead and burst down his HP using all of your specials. I got Stronghold Zoro there, just some help with some orb manipulation, getting some Dex orbs for my Dex Slasher characters. Obviously, you got the double Mihawk for the health cut. You've also got Koza there for the 1.5 boost. You can replace him with 3-day-2-year Zoro if you guys do have him. And I'm just going to go ahead and use Doflamingo to make sure I have good orbs before the orb conversion from Zoro. And then I try and burst him down in a single turn. So, honestly, not too difficult of a stage, but as long as you use this strategy, you guys should have no issues whatsoever with taking down Rob Lucci. Round 2 of the Paulie Coliseum, we are up against Khalifa. Now, before we actually reach the final stage, we are going to go ahead and use the special of the Dex Zombie Knight character. Now, the reason for that is because he lowers our attack. Now, the reason why we need this to happen is because Khalifa, when she does her preemptive attack, she will go ahead and lower our cruise attack for 98 turns. Now, because we already have our attack lowered from our own special, then Khalifa's attack lowering becomes invalid, and it doesn't even happen. And then after the preemptive attack, our attack lowering actually expires from the preemptive attack of Khalifa. It expires, and then we can go ahead and deal as much damage as we possibly can. Not really much else to note about this stage other than when Khalifa falls below 50%, she'll go ahead and will berserk everyone, and she'll raise her attack power, so you do have to be careful about that. But I actually try and take down Khalifa first, and then I try and take down some of the bodyguards, because the bodyguards do like 6,000 damage, so you do have to be very, very careful about that. But other than that, as long as you're bringing the Dex Zombie Knight character, you really shouldn't have too many more issues with this stage whatsoever. Round 3 of the Coliseum is against Tilestone. Now, Tilestone is actually not really that difficult. He'll go ahead and just apply a defensive buff only to himself. So the subunits that are around him do not get a defensive buff. It's only himself that gets the defensive buff. Now, Tilestone has about 1.6 million HP, nearly 1.7. So, you do have to be very, very careful about that. But definitely just bring someone maybe just to lower defense, will just work just fine. And then you can do as much damage as you possibly can. Now, double NL works just as fine. It's just that it would take a lot longer to actually beat him than using a Mako team like I am using here. So definitely a double NL team will work just as fine, just that I am doing it a lot quicker with a Mako team, as he does provide a lot more damage output. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys at round 4 of the Chaos Coliseum version of Paulie. round 4 of the Colosseum is up against Iceberg. Now, Iceberg is surrounded by a whole bunch of different bodyguard characters and pirate characters. Now, with this strategy, we are using a Raid Boss Blackbeard team. Now, the way that this team works is we want the yellow female pirate character in the back to do her regular attack, because what she'll do is she'll go ahead and despair our friend captain, and we want that to happen because then Blackbeard loses all of his HP, and then it makes it so that the Blackbeard specials do a ton of damage and is able to kill off everything in a single turn. So, you know, the whole strategy is to make sure you get hit by everyone, including that yellow character, to get despaired, and then you can go ahead and do your regular attack with the Blackbeard special, and you'll be able to kill everything in a single turn. But anyways, other than that, I will see you guys in the final round of the Chaos Colosseum Poly. And now we move on to the final round of the Chaos Colosseum Poly, which is once again against Paulie. However, you do have to face Iceberg once again. Now, Iceberg does have a little bit less HP from the previous stage that we just fought him, so he is a little bit easier. But I am going back to the old faithful double Strongword Ace team. Now, this team isn't your typical Strongword Ace team. We're going to go ahead and use Kuriel here to make sure that we can get some good orbs. I really should have put that green orb on the friend Strongword Ace, because Doflamingo gives that Ace a matching orb anyways in that next room. And what we want to go ahead and do is use both of our Ace specials, because they cannot be used in the final room against Paulie, because he can actually go ahead and lock our friend captains and our captain specials. So we can go ahead and use both of the Ace specials here just fine. And then when we reach the final room against Paulie, we're going to use all of our specials at once, being Doflamingo, Zephyr, and also Kizaru. Kizaru gives himself an orb and adds an extra 0.5 to the chain multiplier. It works really, really well. And with all these orbs and damage output, we actually are able to kill off Paulie in a single turn. So this team, super, super powerful. But anyways, that is going to conclude this video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. And if you guys did, make sure to smack the like button down below. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.